Hello and welcome to English 1101. My name is Professor Mark Dawson, and I am not from Rome. I am not from Cartersville. I'm originally from upstate New York, a place called Ithaca, New York. Ithaca is gorgeous. I spent my late teens and early 20s in New York City, where I went to school for sound engineering after joining the Army. And in that time, I've been many different places and had many wonderful and not so wonderful experiences. But I did get my master's degree while I was in the service. I was also stationed in California for a year where the Army made me learn Russian, which was a very difficult and academically tedious part of my life. Probably the hardest thing academically I've ever done is learn Russian to read, write, speak in a year. It was very difficult, but Monterey, California was a beautiful place and I would love to go back. I write books. I have a publishing company where I publish books. That means the written word is very important to my daily life. The written word may not be as important to your daily life as mine, but it's more important than you think. And some of the exercises that we'll go over this semester are going to highlight that. I don't assign a lot of busy work. I will monitor where you go and what videos you watch and stuff like that. I'm going to try to do a lot of video, a lot of audio, so that I can bring you into the classroom from the comforts of your own home. That's why you took an online course. I will be building the course out a few weeks at a time. You'll see more material for those of you that like to go ahead. That's fine. I want to talk a little bit for both of the sections about new media. A lot of you are on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, Reddit. A lot of you are watching videos on YouTube. And I'm not asking for your handle. I'm not asking for, what you post on Instagram. What I'm interested in for the purpose of serving both you and your needs are for you to pay a little bit of attention to what's going on around you. There's a lot of new things occurring with the written word that people are profiting on all around you. Hopefully some of you are spending that time while you're scrolling through on your smartphone that we all have, right? And you're scrolling through, and hopefully it's not just for entertainment. Hopefully some of you are watching YouTube videos to learn a new skill or learn a language or do something that can better yourselves for your future. Hopefully some of you are spending some of that time that you're scrolling for your own business or for your own growth. I certainly encourage that, and I just want you to pay attention a little bit to that because I'm paying attention to it. Normally in all my classes I do a little poll and I mark up on the board who's using Instagram, who's using Facebook. It's not so I can stalk you or anything like that. It's just so that I can get a sense of where you're doing and what you're doing. If you consider how much time you're watching television, scrolling through Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or Snapchat for entertainment purposes, most of my classes, and I think people are doing it to the tune of maybe 20, even 40 hours a week if you combine all your Netflix time or Amazon Prime time or HBO Go time and Game of Thrones time or whatever. You combine that with the Facebook and the Twitter time, you're really probably 20 to 40 hours a week. And what I ask my other classes in person is, you're doing that and you're not getting paid to do it? You're not getting some kind of growth out of it? How wonderful it is for all of us to be entertained all the time, to be mindlessly scrolling through and clicking on things that we like and taking selfies. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not anti-technology. I have an iPhone. I have 3 Twitter accounts. I've got 4 Facebook accounts. I got 4 YouTube channels, okay, for the purpose of my writing and my publishing. So it's not like I'm anti-technology. I just want you to kind of pay attention to how you spend your time, pay attention to what you spend your time on, what catches your eye about that Facebook post or that meme, and just think about the world around you in the terms of writing. What makes good writing? What makes bad writing? So the pact that I'm making with you is that I will keep all of these things in mind. This form of new media, blogging, vlogging, Facebook posts, Facebook ads, Reddit threads, stuff like that, right? I'll keep all of that stuff in mind as we go through these textbooks and really spend a whole lot of time sometimes reading things that are way older than what we have now. The two textbooks for this course, Patterns for College Writing. This is the 14th edition. It's in the syllabus that I posted earlier this week. All right. And Hard Brace Essentials, the 3rd edition. In the syllabus, you may have noticed that it says you can get the 2nd edition. I don't think the 2nd edition is available at the bookstore anymore, so you might have to get the 3rd edition, or you can get it online. So, for 1101, you can see my syllabus. You can see some of the things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the basics of writing a paper and doing research and all those fun things. But again, I've already made a pact with you that I will keep in mind the new forms of media. Talk a little bit about plagiarism for this video. In my syllabus, obviously plagiarism is a serious thing. Okay, I'm going to scan your papers. So just something to think about. I really don't want to have to call anybody out for plagiarism. It is a serious thing. In some cases, you can get kicked out of Georgia Highlands. Some cases you can get kicked out of all state schools. And of course, if you have scholarships or you have hope, you'll certainly lose that. Okay, so it's not worth it these days. All right, most of my assignments are going to be written. I'm not big on multiple choice. I'm not big on quizzes. I'm not big on busy work. So if I assign you something, it's for a reason. If I ask you to read something, it's going to be for a reason. And you just take the time out and get it done. All right. Time test. Occasionally, we're going to have tests that are open. So exam 1, for example, it's not up yet, but exam 1 will be open for a select amount of time. I'll be pretty reasonable about it. Maybe 24, 48 hours you have to write. And again, it's going to be a written exam. Expert essays are essentially, I'll explain this further later, but they're an expository essay. Expose, you're going to bring to the light something. And really, I want it to be something that you are interested in, something you don't have to research, something that if you were at a barbecue and someone came up and asked you a question about, next thing you know, you'd be talking about it for the next half an hour to an hour. What many people don't understand is that you've been listening, most of you, to the English language since you were in the womb. Okay, even if you were not an English speaker first, you listened to another language. There's certain cadence or rhythm that goes along with the English language. There's certain balance. Some of you have been listening to news reports and stuff like that, and even cartoons since you were a little kid. Most of you know all the rules that are in this book. Most of you know what sounds good and what doesn't. I don't need to necessarily explain to you in ways that you don't understand what you already understand, if that makes sense. And so that's kind of the approach that I take with English 1101. I'm going to tailor it to you a little bit. We're going to get to know each other. I look forward to working with you, and I thank you so much for choosing my section. It's going to be definitely a fun year. So thank you very much. We'll see you next time.